And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a man who everything he gave us, he said he got it directly from God himself.
That's right. Yes, sir.
He said that he got it directly from the God who heard the moaning and the groaning of his people. As it is written in the book that God said, I have heard the moaning and the groaning of my people by means of their wicked taskmaster. And I have come down to see if it is altogether that which I have heard. It's written that when God would hear that moaning and that groaning, that he would come himself and come to see if it is what he has heard. Well, we are taught, brothers and sisters, that's not in the book to look at yesterday. That is telling us exactly what has happened today. That God has heard our moaning and our groaning and has come to see if altogether it is that which he has heard, and to raise us up from the condition that we have been placed in. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that God came to us and visited us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
The Supreme Being.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Many of our people, dissed him and laughed at him, but as the minister said, white people never laughed at him.
That's right.
Because they knew better.
Yes.
They study and they read the book as many times we don't study and read. Because after not being allowed to read, we have developed a distaste for it. So they say if you want to hide something from us, all you got to do is put it in the book. We won't find it.
That's right. That is so right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But in reading and studying the book, they were able to see that, oh yes, these are the people. And they put it on the emblem of the first seal of the United States. Had the very picture of Moses standing on the shores with the children of Israel behind him and Pharaoh and his army coming after him, but them being drowned in the sea. Because they knew that this picture in America was but a picture or the fulfillment of what is written of Moses dealing with Pharaoh in the Bible. Knowing that they were the tyrants, but it said at the top of their seal, it said that rebellion to God is obedience to tyrants. When we see, brothers and sisters, these tyrants that have been over us, they understand that their rebellion as tyrants is obedience to God. That their work on us and over us is written in the book. As Pharaoh was a wicked taskmaster to the children of Israel in the Bible, so they have been and are a wicked taskmaster to a slave that has been in their hands. But they knew at a certain time that a Moses figure would be raised up among us, as is written in the book. And that Moses figure would liberate the slave from their hand, and when they would come to try to attack that one and attack that people, that the God would deal with them. And brothers and sisters, very plainly, of all of the leaders that have come up among us as a people, as we have suffered under the wicked hand of our slave masters and their children, there has been but one who has come like Moses to say, let my people go. There has been but one to stand up like Moses and to lift up a strong law and to reform his people and to seek to separate his people from the slave master. There's been many great leaders, but only the Honorable Elijah Muhammad standing up in that line of divine, saying that I have come from the face of God to redeem my people. All praise to Allah. The Great Liberator. And has come before us, not saying that he has been made by NAACP or some organization, but saying that he has come from God. And not saying that he's a prophet, but that he is the messenger of God. Because the last man is more than just a prophet. He is in fact the Messiah. And he came before us saying, let my people go, as the Moses. And the man stood up beside him, as is written all in the book, as his spokesman, as his mouth, as his Aaron. And that's the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. A man of tremendous eloquence and of beauty. A man who has been before us as Aaron. Praise be to Allah.
Yes, sir.
That picture is exceedingly clear. That there is no two leaders that have stood up in the land like these two, as Moses and Aaron stood up in Egypt 4,000 years ago. And the heaviest part of it is that that picture never happened historically 4,000 years ago, but it was only a sign of what we would see here today. And it is the sign that is most repeated in the Quran, because God wants to enforce into our mind in the clear book that we will see ourselves and understand that the two that God has raised up for us, these are the ones from God as the means to get us out of this terrible condition.
That's right. That's right. Listen.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.